Batman and the Outsiders #1 is a great start to this series and a worthy successor to Hill's excellent On the Outside story in Detective Comics. Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes. Today I'm going to review my most anticipated new DC Comics series since Hawkman, Batman and the Outsiders. DC Comics overexposes Batman to an extreme degree, but I'm a big supporter of Bryan Edward Hill. His take on Batman is right up my alley. Unfortunately, Hill announced 2019 will be his last writing comics as he focuses his efforts on screenplays and TV writing. Batman and the Outsiders is one of his final comic series and features Black Lightning, Katana, Signal and Orphan. If you're interested in this series and didn't read Hill's On the Outside story arc on Detective Comics, I highly suggest reading it first. Covering Detective Comics issues 982 through 986, it sets this team up. It also introduces a new villain, Karma. The effects of his attacks on Batman and his extended family are felt in Batman and the Outsiders #1. Also, if you're down on Tom King's Batman, Peter J. Tomasi is the current writer on Detective Comics, and the quality is night and day from King's series. The character I'm most looking forward to in Batman and the Outsiders is Katana. She has an amazing character design, and I'm a sucker for badass swords and samurais. Recently, I tried reading Suicide Squad Black Files #1, featuring the character. A handful of pages into the story, the deadly warrior is pictured coming home to her 30-year-old toddler Gabby, who she rescued in another story. Needless to say, I didn't buy the book to read about a badass samurai raising an adult, and tossed it immediately. I'm hoping Mr. Hill takes the character seriously and she gets the treatment she deserves. If you have any recommendations for readers looking for killer Katana stories, please drop them in the comments section. I know I'm looking for them and would really appreciate it. The biggest thing holding Bryan Hill's work back in comics so far has been his artistic collaborators. Fortunately, this go around he teams with an extremely talented visual stylist, Dexter Soy. Soy is one of the great visual storytellers in the industry today and doesn't receive the proper recognition, in my opinion. His action scenes are extremely impactful and always easy to follow. I also need to shout out color artist Veronica Gandini. She makes all the heroes look great during their moments. Here, we see an unidentified villain holding up his victim and light streaming from his body. Gandini makes this look amazing, and it translates to Black Lightning's power set perfectly. One of the best parts of the book is we see every member, including Bruce Wayne, outside of uniform and in their day-to-day lives. Soy does amazing work portraying Jefferson Pierce like the everyman readers identify with. He also depicts Tatsu Yamashiro as very beautiful, but maintains her sense of power and danger. This panel work perfectly represents why Soy is an expert visual storyteller. Everything flows flawlessly from panel to panel, and the emotions on the characters match the story perfectly. Batman himself isn't really in any action in this book, but Dexter Soy gets an opportunity to illustrate bats during a trademark exit. Below, the Outsiders are huddled together looking up at Batman, and this plays into the story as it progresses. Too often, I've lamented terrible creative pairings at DC Comics. Bryan Hill and Dexter Soy are a match made in comic book heaven, and Veronica Gandini is the cherry on top. I expect the team to get stronger as the series progresses. I rate the art a near spotless 4.5 out of 5. Soy and Gandini bring their A-games this issue, and Hill proves equal to the task, especially in his overall characterization. I've read most of Hill's comics so far, with a few exceptions. He normally provides a ton of character work and exposition before a very explosive issue 2. Batman and the Outsiders follows true to form, and that's a good thing in my opinion. He reframes many of the relationships and conflicts within the team. The most important is between Jefferson and Bruce. Bruce handpicked Jeff to lead the Outsiders and develop Duke Thomas and Cassandra Cain. Jefferson is fundamentally a good man and schoolteacher when not fighting crime. A perfect mentor for Bruce's young understudies. There is a bit of tension between the two, and Jefferson suspects Bruce is trying to dump his problems on him. It's an interesting, earnest take on the relationship and builds through the issue. Jefferson visits Tatsu as they discuss the team's chemistry over a little blade combat practice. Katana acknowledges Black Lightning's leader role, and he recognizes she doesn't need him to lead her, but he does need her to be his partner. He needs a devil's advocate to challenge him on his decisions. These are great leadership traits and further establishes why Batman trusts him with the task. Katana is a great foil and right hand to Black Lightning. Hill does excellent work cementing team dynamics moving forward. Bryan Hill introduces a new character this book, Sofia Ramos. The ARC program was designed to create synthetic metahumans. Their subjects were kidnapped and tortured. Batman discovered the program and burned it down. The test subjects were all killed by the architects except 3. Batman saved the Ramos family, Father Gabriel, Mother Anna, and daughter Sofia. He built a new life for them in LA, but the mother passed. The book opens with Anna and her father attacked and left for dead. Sofia survives and is on the run. It's an intriguing character intro and appears to drive the first story arc. Hill does excellent work laying the foundation for this series through terrific exposition and characterization. I rate it 4.5 out of 5. Bryan Hill dedicates a tremendous amount of real estate to establish the team and mission moving forward, leaving the plot a bit lacking. But the plot that is here is well done. After we see the Ramos family attack, we get right into the action. Signal and Orphan are ordered to wait for backup while they battle St. John. For a throwaway villain, Dexter Soy makes him look amazing. I really hope St. John returns at some point because he has a great look. Signal can't wait and springs into action, almost getting himself killed before Black Lightning and Katana arrive to save the day. There's friction between Lightning and Signal. Jefferson does a terrific job making Duke see the errors of his approach. Orphan says Duke hasn't been the same since their encounter with Karma and being set on fire. The relationship between Black Lightning and Signal should be a series highlight moving forward. After Jefferson meets with Bruce and later Tatsu, the team assembles and Batman tells the story of Sofia Ramos. The team will find who is hunting her, save her, and bring Sofia to Gotham. We learn Sofia gains strength through enduring pain, making her potentially very dangerous depending on who finds her first. After Batman exits, Black Lightning expresses his doubts about Batman being fully honest regarding Sofia. He feels the team are more like outcasts rather than outsiders. He asks them if they want to take the mission. Katana wants to find Sofia because they can, and she's challenging Jefferson, like he asked earlier. He doesn't trust Batman, but needs to trust the team moving forward, and that's most important. I don't normally give away big spoilers for books I like, but in this case, the spoiler itself kinda sucks in my opinion. Sofia is taken by Caliber, and we learn the man who killed her father is Ishmael, on the orders of Ra's al Ghul. Caliber, a great name by the way, is from the future, and he's here to protect Sofia. In the future, Sofia saves civilization from destruction. Bryan Hill likes incorporating pop culture into his stories, but this is a little bit too on the nose. Caliber might as well have said, "Come with me if you want to live." So I guess Sofia is the DC Universe's John Connor. Overall, the plot is a bit light because of all the foundation setting, and I'm not a huge fan of the Terminator retread story. What plot is here is good despite this, and I rate it 2.5 out of 5. Batman and the Outsiders #1 is a great start to this series and a worthy successor to Hill's excellent On the Outside story in Detective Comics. Readers don't necessarily need to read the story prior to Outsiders, but it makes a lot more sense and increases appreciation, in my opinion. Dexter Soy and Veronica Gandini create visual magic together. I rate this issue 4 out of 5 overall. I highly recommend it to fans of Batman and superhero teams. Readers who enjoyed Bryan Hill's abbreviated Detective Comics run, setting Batman and the Outsiders up, will be very pleased. I have enormous expectations for this series moving forward. If Hill stays true to form, issue 2 will be an action-packed thrill ride no one wants to miss. If you aren't already on the Outsiders hype train, jump on now. There's plenty of room. This is also one of Bryan Hill's last comic books, so enjoy his creative brilliance while you still can. He's going out in style. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.